Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, we hear from County Executive Ryan McMahon about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine pause.
We also hear why some students are hesitant about getting the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
And new graduation guidelines have been released.
All that plus your weather and orange sports coming up on this edition of Mornings on the Hill. Thanks for joining us for Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm James Cargan. Let's get right to our top story. Syracuse University announced yesterday that it has stopped giving students the Johnson & Johnson vaccine after the CDC and FDA recommended its pause due to blood clots being found in 6 women in the United States. One of those individuals has died and another is in critical condition. The university will now be administering the Pfizer vaccine at the Barnes Center and will wait for more information from health officials on the Johnson & Johnson shot. Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon, however, did not seem too concerned about yesterday's news.
Some people don't have any reaction to any of the vaccines. Some people have reaction on the second shot. Some people have a reaction on the first and second shot. So it is kind of how you build it, but for the most cases, when people are having a reaction, it's an immunity reaction. That's what the doctors like to see, is that you have some, some response, so that they, it's a sign that the vaccine's working. But I don't think this is like the AstraZeneca situation in Europe yet. We'll see over the next few days, but hopefully it will be back in our toolkit.
Students at SU have formed a group to promote the importance of getting vaccinated, no matter the kind. Our own Talha Rao tells us about 2 of the students who helped start the campaign and how it came about. Talha?
Yeah, James. A firm by the name of Real Chemistry reached out to a student organization group called Hill Communications. Now, the group itself doesn't distribute vaccinations, rather educate students through social media and engage with them.
The Get Shot Done SU movement is independently ran by students at Syracuse University, encouraging people to get vaccinated. Ava Travella and Chelsea Stern are 2 of the students who have helped raise awareness, doing it primarily through Instagram.
Want to connect with students and really kind of create a conversation about the vaccine.
The way Get Shot Done creates the conversation is by constantly interacting with its followers. In the aftermath of the CDC's decision to put the Johnson & Johnson vaccination on pause, Syracuse University has decided to switch over to the Pfizer vaccine provided by the county. Stern said though there should be pause for concern, headlines can be misleading.
Birth control is more likely to cause blood clots than of what we know of vaccines. We're trying to reassure students that if you've gotten it through the school or at the fairgrounds or anywhere else, that you're okay and it's still going to work out. It's still a good thing to get vaccinated.
Travella said the questions surrounding the vaccines are in part due to people's hesitancy in being the first ones to take them. But the intense nature of COVID-19 and in order for the community to move forward is what makes them essential.
Vaccines are effective. I mean, all of them are good, no matter if you're getting Pfizer, Moderna, whatever. You just need to do it to be safe and to kind of help move our world forward.
Now, Stern mentioned the backbone of Get Shot Done SU is research done through surveys and focus groups. The group's main goal is to bust any myths flying around about vaccines. This is Talha with Mornings on the Hill. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tala. If you want to learn more about the COVID-19 vaccine, the Barnes Center is hosting a roundtable designed to do a deep dive into the vaccination process. The event also plans on addressing disparities that Black, Indigenous, and other colored communities have faced in the medical system. The roundtable is scheduled for this Friday at 1 p.m.
During a conference call Monday, Governor Andrew Cuomo announced the state's plans for capacity limits that will be in place this graduation season.
Full guidance will be released May 1st and ceremonies will be dependent on the size and location. Here's what we know so far. Large outdoor events with more than 500 people will be limited to 20% capacity. Medium-sized events between 200 and 500 people will cap off at 33%. And small outdoor events with a maximum of 200 people can be at 50%. Proof of vaccination or a negative test will be required for all outdoor events.
Now looking at indoor graduation events, large-scale events of more than 150 people can cap off at 10% capacity. Medium-sized gatherings with 100 to 150 people will be at 33%. And finally, small indoor gatherings will be limited to at most 100 people and 50% capacity. Of course, proof of vaccination or negative test is required for large and medium-sized indoor events and is optional for smaller indoor events.
A new TEDx series organized and produced by students came to SU last week. Our Madison Hillmeyer has more. Madison?
Good morning, Natalie. That's right. On Thursday, the university hosted a TEDx Speaker Series event at the Westcott Theater. Students that was organized, produced, and featured several student speakers. Even though COVID posed some challenges, organizers say that the event went better than expected.
Syracuse University hosted a TEDx series last Thursday that included 4 student speakers and 2 professors. This year's theme of the talk was The Age of Enlightenment, which highlighted issues in our world today. Oh, and former Syracuse basketball player Eric Devendorf hosted the event.
By following those instructions, you are guaranteed to leave the event with new thoughts on a large number of issues.
There were 6 hosts. One was even a broadcast and digital journalism student in Newhouse, Luca Serio, who spoke about his time as a letter carrier for the U.S. Postal Service last summer.
In fact, in the year 2019, the USPS sold almost $13 billion worth of mail and mail-related services.
The event is normally held on campus, but this year it was held at the Westcott Theater because the auditorium normally used is currently set up as a classroom. Because the event was not on campus, there were some technical issues.
It was a lot more difficult. We ended up having to take our equipment on location as opposed to just wheeling it down the hall to the HERG. A couple of days before the event, I was emailing with the organizers, and they said, oh, and by the way, there's a problem with the Wi-Fi. And I said, well, that would be a pretty big problem.
Despite some technical setbacks, organizers say that the TEDx talk was a success once again.
To view the event, you can go to the TEDx Syracuse University YouTube page, and organizers say they're hoping to bring the event back to campus next year. Reporting live, Madison Hillmeyer, Mornings on the Hill.
Even after New York State legalized personal marijuana use late last month, Syracuse University says it will continue to comply with federal law prohibiting its use, possession, or sale on campus. The university says this would be in violation of the Code of Student Conduct. The violation still applies even if a student has a New York State medical marijuana ID card.
Coming up,
something new is opening up at Salt City Market.
Also coming up after the break, it's sunny right now, but will that last into the weekend and next week? We'll just have to stick around to find out here on Mornings on the Hill.
Welcome back. Let's get right to the forecast. Our Sierra writer is live on the weather deck to tell us what to expect this week. Sierra?
Hi, you guys. Well, it is a beautiful Wednesday morning, and as you head out the door, don't forget a light sweater and maybe some sunglasses because, as you can see, it's pretty sunny today. But that's not going to last all the way into the rest of the work week and into the weekend. So let's take a look at those numbers. Starting with today, we have partly sunny skies with a chance for isolated showers, just a little sprinkling in South Onondaga County later in the day, but this is nothing to grab your rain boots for, because otherwise it is going to be a nice mild high of 68 degrees, little to no wind, perfect running weather. You might even see me at Onondaga Lake Park for a run later myself, and this evening the low will hit 44, and that's when the rain will likely kick in. Taking a look around central New York, the temperatures may have seemed low this morning in the mid-40s here in Syracuse, 46 in Oswego, 37 in Cortland, but the temperature has already risen all the way to a breezy 61 degrees. But enough of today's weather. How's the rest of the week looking? As you can see, the rain Thursday and Friday is going to be in the high 40s, but there is some literal light at the end of the week with a partly sunny weekend. Sunday with a high of 62. A nice, comfortable warm for everyone to enjoy a little outdoors before we head back into the work week. And there is, for those students here on campus, there is going to be a wellness day next Wednesday, but unfortunately it looks like there might be some rain coming our way. So if I were you, I would find a bench to sit down on this afternoon and enjoy that sun while we can. Reporting live, I'm Sierra Ryder for Mornings on the Hill.
Thank you, Sierra. A grocery store that has been around for 100 years in Syracuse just opened its second location today downtown. Mornings on the Hill reporter Michael Cortez explains how Salt City Market has found another way to feed the community.
You know, downtown wanted a grocery store, and here we are.
Jeremy DeCirio, general manager of Syracuse Cooperative Market, has been working on bringing a grocery store to downtown for 3 years. The new market in Syracuse takes its role in the community from its name.
We're a community-owned business. It's just like, it's a great way to bring folks in and to really think of yourself as a neighborhood when you've got a grocery store.
Adam Sudman, who is the market manager at Salt City Market, says the grocery store in downtown Syracuse has been long overdue.
Downtown has really needed this for quite some time. To have a full-service grocery store, it has been, I mean, I've been living here almost a decade now, and it certainly hasn't had it since I've been here.
People have been coming to Salt City Market for months to try food from all over the world, but now they can shop for the ingredients used to make that food right here at the grocery store. The main goal of the co-op grocery store is feeding communities in which they are located.
I think the access to fresh food is hugely important.
DeCirio works in the business for a similar reason.
Everybody eats. And I think that's like something really important. You know, food is a thing that brings us all together.
DeCirio explains what he is looking forward to the most.
Selling food.
In the heart of downtown Syracuse, the co-op grocery store will bring a community together. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Michael Cortez.
Iconic hip-hop artist DMX died on April 9th at White Plains Hospital after suffering a heart attack on April 2nd. Our Maya Lockett spoke with fans outside the hospital. Maya?
Grammy-nominated rapper DMX, also known as Earl Simmons, passed away from a heart attack triggered by a drug overdose last Friday. I was able to visit his visual at across the street from White Plains Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Rapper, actor, and father DMX passed away this past Friday at White Plains Hospital after suffering a heart attack last week.
There was Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Delisha.
His family announced his death in a statement. The Simmons family said he loved his family and friends with all of his heart, and we cherish the times that we spent with him.
No matter what he did, he always made sure his family and his fans and everybody was good. He was a great man. No matter how you look at it, he was a great man.
Fans have been gathering across the street from the hospital to pay their respects.
My uncle listened to him, so I grew up listening to DMX. So he was a big inspirational to a lot of people too, despite his personal issues, his life issues. He was still a good man, you know?
DMX's soulful rap did not only dominate the billboards, his lyrics also changed lives.
Yeah, he was like a major part of my life. Like, all his music got me through a lot of things in my life.
And despite his troubled past, his fans and family want the world to remember him for the good man that he was.
See him as a good man, a legend. That's who he is, DMX.
His family has released a statement regarding the recent rumors about his masters being sold in a fundraiser for his funeral. They did want to let us know that there has been no fundraiser for a funeral and his masters have not been sold, but they will tell the community about his upcoming memorial service arrangements. I'm Maya Lockett reporting live for Mornings on the Hill.
Still to come here on Mornings on the Hill, how one Syracuse women's lacrosse player is getting local and national attention for a hidden talent. Stay tuned as sports is next.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Matt Majinski with your Syracuse Sports Update. Syracuse women's lacrosse was in action Tuesday afternoon against the Albany Great Danes. The nationally third-ranked Orange looking to improve to 9-1 on the season, but standing in their way, a Great Danes team who's put up 62 goals in a 3-game stretch leading up to their date against the Cuse. First time this rivalry being played in Albany since 2016. In first half, it's Megan squared. Megan Tyrell finds Megan Carney, who scoots inside for the opening goal. And then already 11-0 here. And look at that behind-the-back pass from Emma Ward. Credit Maddie Baxter with the goal. Cuse up 9 late. And a good cut inside from who else? Carney's 5th goal of the game as Syracuse steamrolls to another victory. Kenzie Harris is a Syracuse women's lacrosse player, but asked the 14,000 followers on her Instagram why they know her for. And they'll tell you it's her voice. Samantha Crossan reports.
And I say, oh, the way I breathe you in.
A few years ago, Harris was going through a difficult emotional time.
I was just a horrible human being, honestly. Like, it was hard to be around me.
She needed an out, a productive way to help her stay out of trouble and fight back against the things in her life that were causing her pain. She started writing, and to her surprise,
my friend was like, dude, like, this kind of could be like a song. And then I literally just gave it a shot, and like my whole world, like, it was like a huge 180. Like, it just flipped around. I was like, holy crap, like, yeah, like, this is gonna work. This is gonna help me.
No one could have predicted what would happen next, though. What started out as a coping mechanism for Harris quickly became a talent she was being nationally recognized for. She was followed on Instagram by many people that you wouldn't recognize, but one that you probably would.
That night, I got 2 requests from Jay Bieber 100 and Haley Bieber is my life, whatever. And they're like, how does Justin follow you? And I was like, this has to be like just some joke. So I just wanted to go and look, and I looked, and he was.
Harris wasn't sure how Bieber found her, but she decided to act quickly.
So I posted a Lonely cover of his song, and he reposted it, liked it, commented, and then ended up DMing me too.
In the span of just 4 months, Harris has gained over 10,000 followers since Bieber raved about her on his social media. His acknowledgement has given Harris the confidence she needed to pursue singing as a career.
I kind of feel like I owe it to him, like, okay, I actually do need to pursue this and focus on this, because if he believes I can do it, then why the heck should I not believe I can do it too?
But once Goldstock and the rest of the team found out about Harris's hidden talent, they became her biggest fans, promoting her content and encouraging her to pursue her passion.
It's really awesome for her to, have a team this big and that can stretch out her music platform even more. I don't think a lot of artists have that, and I think she started with 47 fans this year.
And that'll be it for sports today. We'll be right back.
After a 2-month delay, the Oscars will air in person on April 25th. Here to break down who we'll see and what else is happening in celebrity news is our own celebrity, Caleb Britt.
Good morning, James and Natalie. The producers say this year's show is going to be more like a movie than a TV show, and they're bringing in A-list celebrities to make it happen. Like Regina King, Reese Witherspoon, Brad Pitt, and Halle Berry are a few of the celebrities we'll see at this year's Oscars. The COVID-19 pandemic delayed the show by 2 months, but the show is only hosting presenters, nominees, and their guests in person. An A-lister who's also creating buzz right now is Will Smith. Smith and director Antoine Fuqua have pulled production of their film Emancipation from Georgia. They say it's because of the state's new controversial voting law. This film is the largest and most high-profile Hollywood production to leave the state since the voting law was passed. In other news, former wrestler turned actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson may run for president in 2024. In a preview of an upcoming interview, Johnson says he'll run for president if that's what the people want. He also says he has a goal to unite the country. Of course, he'll need a vice president, so I like to recommend Michelle Obama, Oprah, Issa Rae, Beyonce, and Blue Ivy. What a team. Reporting live from the newsroom, Caleb Britt. Thank you all so much for joining us. Another 30 minutes coming up next.